Boo. Boo. I think I heard myself on stream.
Hello?
mic and say welcome again, because I forgot to unmute myself. Welcome to this D&D stream. We're just getting things a little set up. Oh, my tie. Oh, my tie. I have to get so fancy. Oh, yes. Fail. We're also looking at my settings for some reason. Okay. We're having a couple of small technical difficulties on the player side. We're hoping to get that cleared up within the next couple seconds, and then hopefully we can jump into today's D&D stream. And for anyone curious about breaks, we're going to make it an official break in the middle of each stream moving forward, because people gotta, do stuff. It's way easy for me to just hold it for 3 hours, but 5 people or 4 people holding it for 5 hours? My numbers are wrong today. 3 hours? Yeah, collar again. Yes, I grabbed it and I was like, ooh, this shirt has a collar. I can it's like I'm actually wearing a tie today, which is kind of nice. So I guess I'll go over a quick recap of what happened up till now. The whole 3-episode recap, because we've done 3 sessions so far. And the main idea is that our party, 3 members currently, Zosimus, Oris, and Fjorn have been conscripted into a military organization, an empire of some name that they have yet to discover, or they may know and just haven't rolled wisdom for it yet. They were brought to a main war camp where they were given free reign until their orders came in, and they found a job posting that for going into a goblin burrow and clearing out all the goblins. They've cleared out some. We'll just full screen here of this burrow here. A couple of rooms. They had some major conflicts in each one. Killed a whole bunch of goblins. They have some amount of goblin ears that I am unfamiliar with the number. They'll just have to tell me that they can bring back and cash in. But in the last encounter, their guide, an NPC known only by her first name as Tessa, a normally cloaked figure, was downed during the confrontation. And when they recovered her and healed her back up, she stood up, but her shrouded outfit, her cloaked figure, was revealed. And then we cut the stream, and it was a cliffhanger, and it was exciting. So when we get back to it, we'll see what happens between the group. And since everyone is injured and worn out, we'll see if they continue to fight on or choose another option, such as maybe returning to camp or attempting a short or long rest wherever they stay, or just fight each other to the death. I don't know yet. Oh, I heard a noise that sounded good on my end.
No.
I hear that. Okay, we're still having technical difficulties. That's okay, because it doesn't look like there's a ton of people pissed off about it just yet. So there's going to be a slight delay on this episode that will forever be logged in my YouTube archives. I also I was a little delayed on releasing previous session to YouTube. I just did that a few moments ago. For anybody looking to go back and watch, I recommend the YouTube channel, because you can watch the previous 3 sessions and get up to speed beyond just my quick recap. I'm actually not sure if I put the emote thing on here. Let me do that real quick. Face wall, that's what they call it. Face wall. Boop.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes. Chat. The face wall does not seem to be working. I'm not sure why. We can hear you. Okay, I'm gonna turn on Discord for the server, or for the stream, I should say. You are all now live on stream. Feel free to introduce yourselves, starting from the top of the Discord list. Okay.
Oh, I'm on top. Okay. I was like, who's on top? Hello.
This is Ember. Sorry.
Yeah, Fjorn. I'm Fjorn. Yeah.
I got a couple names to remember. Next on the list is Oris. Introduce yourself.
I am Stop Shulking. I'm a full-time Twitch viewer, and I play Oris, a monk.
Sweet. And finally, we have Zazamus.
Hi, I'm Zosimus. I'm the bard.
Yes, the bard. Ooh, that's how you know he's a bard.
Yes.
I'm just gonna turn the local volume down a little for stream. Okay, excellent. I think we are prepared and everything is working. We got good vibes in chat, and I think we're ready. So we will start. Pretend there's an intro. Maybe one day there will be. Right now we don't have an intro. Critical Role. Can I say that? Or do I get removed?
No.
I don't think I can say that. Okay. So welcome back, and your team is. I'm guessing collecting ears. I'm also gonna, for brevity's sake, assume you murdered the one unconscious goblin and took his ear, or just took his ear, one or the other. I'm not too concerned.
The order of that doesn't really concern any of us.
Wow, my cam just dropped. What's going on? Technical difficulties, always. Why not?
Oh yeah, your camera's completely frozen.
It's not even turning on. What is
The stream is still running. Like I saw my character move.
Yes. You guys can freely move around, I suppose. Sure. Well, we'll just keep moving along. I'll worry about my camera as I go.
In terms of what we're doing, I guess we left it off at the cliffhanger now.
Yes. So, just why not start things off with a roll? I would like each of you to quickly make a insight roll for me, so I can figure out which of you is more insightful into the events that are about to happen. Okay, camera's back. That's me. Ooh, those are some loud bleeps coming through Discord. Wow, you got a +4 on your insight? You're quite insightful.
Apparently, I was surprised by that too.
I think it's a wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're all relatively insightful of what's going on here. That's good, that's good. Okay, so Tessa gathers herself as her wounds start to close. Not all of them. She's still hurt. You only healed her like 4 hit points or something of that nature. But she clambers to her feet and resheathes her hood. But in the time, she notices that you guys have all noticed that she has some, and this may come of no surprise, slightly elven features.
Yeah. I knew it.
And
I pull my rapier and point it at her and ask her if why we shouldn't kill her right now.
She does step back, threatened by you, and understands, seeing all your faces, that you may have understood the circumstances quickly, so she's willing to explain herself. Yes, I see you guys might be threatened by me. Let me confirm, and just going back as DM for a second, you also noticed that her elven features also came with a rather attractive form. She had a very beautiful face, and that's going to come to her next line where she tells you, I am only a half-elf, but yes, my mother was an elf, and my father was human. I have a tough time fighting on either side of this conflict. Both sides could want me dead at any moment, and I can see that by a drawn weapon at me right now. I mean, you just healed her, and then she got up and you drew a weapon on her.
You think that matters to me at all?
Hey, that's your character. That's up to you if you care or not that she's only half.
That makes it a little. That doesn't make it any better to me.
Okay. Can I introduce myself? Can we possibly get past this? My full name is Tessa Hathsworn, and I don't intend to continue this fight. I helped you guys today, and if you can just let me leave, I'll be out of your hair.
Okay.
I mean, she looks at the other two of you, if you have opinions on the matter.
I'd tell him to put his weapon down.
Fine.
So I'll ask her why was you even here to begin with, as far as if you knew what was going on here and why we was encamped here.
Certainly. Well, just pardon that I can't do a female voice. I am talking as Tessa here. I was conscripted just like you guys. I did not want to be part, and I still don't want to be part of this. I hear that there are lands where this kind of a conflict doesn't exist, where elves aren't hated and there is no war. I would like to one day leave to somewhere safer.
Makes sense.
Oris just nods.
Of course, I'm a man of war, but as far as races go, I don't have any. I don't hate one more than the other. So I'm just like I said, a man of war. So I'm not like. I don't hate an elf any more than I do a human. So
it's good to see that some don't have the wow, I can't think of the word. Prejudices of others. If you're interested, I have information. I don't know how involved you guys are in this war.
we're not involved at all yet. Truthfully, we've just been sent here. So
I just don't like elves.
Yes, I can understand your hatred for them. I mean, I felt it my whole life. Well, I've been working with some of the other crew, and we're hatching a plan to cross the White Seas and leave this continent for calmer lands. Is that something that, if you guys are interested, we could always use extra hands? I mean, sailing a boat requires more than a few people.
calmer land. So if I don't get my axe bloodied pretty often, I get bored and restless. So
The seas are
Sorry, go ahead.
always dangerous. That's no secret.
Yeah.
I'm sure we can find something to do that's dangerous on the sea.
Yeah, she smirks at Fjorn and reminds him, of course there'll be adventures to be had. There'll be work for people of your abilities. I'm certain of that. It's just not a race war.
Oris is still not saying anything.
Well, how about we don't deal with this right now?
So I say we help. Maybe. So is Tess wanting to get away from the camp now, or is she willing to stay around till we make our decision?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah.
Well, we aren't prepped and ready to go today. This could take us days or longer in preparations. We need many things: food, a crew, a boat. We need sea charts to navigate the water. There's a list of things that we are in the middle of procuring. You take your time. Just I ask of you not to report this.
Who else is in your crew? Anyone in our squad? Or that we would know?
Yes.
This is something we want to know. If she's asking this, we don't want to know this.
Yeah, I completely respect you not wanting to know any further details. I've told you what I did because I felt I owed it to you. I was hoping you could understand and not slay me where I stand.
You have your secrets, and we're going to go back to the camp, and I'm going to pretend not to know because you're still part of the military, and I'm going to assume that you're basically loyal enough, and I'm going to pretend not to know this for as long as you're basically loyal. And that's fine, right?
She nods.
Excellent! Let's get back to camp.
I agree. I think we should definitely return to camp for the day.
Yeah, and from now on, I don't know you're a half elf, and you don't know that I don't like elves that much, as much as I don't like elves.
No, that's fine. That's fine. I prefer things the way they were.
Excellent. We all get along now. Good.
So,
Alright.
Tessa's clothes, it's fine? Like, we can just return
Yeah.
to camp, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So it was just a slip up? It wasn't like it's tattered and...
No. I mean, she's wounded and she might have to fix it, but her... Now, the features of her are very minor, so even if someone was to see her in broad daylight, not everyone knows that it would be like half-elf immediately, but you guys all rolled well on your insight, and you were watching, and I would imagine even your lower rolling characters were curious enough to be paying full on attention, but yeah, she's not, there's no concern of her being discovered.
Like, she might do some minor stitching on something, but her fingers are not going to give it away. Right?
No. I think everything will be fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
That's what she's telling you. I mean, as the DM, I mean, it's going to come down to rolls and
She's confident everything's going to be fine.
she's convinced everything will be fine. She's been within the camp and moving through it easily. Well, you asked her not to talk more of this, so she's not going to bring it up anymore.
I do have a question. Ask, because we've looked at the slave pens, and I'm asking her just how many elves are enslaved there. I mean, that's a pretty good sized crew, I would think, just inside the slave pen.
I see. You think I am allied with the elves? That's not true. Those slaves would just as quickly kill me as you would if they knew that I was half human.
Maybe not. Just a question.
I have made bonds with people in camp, and there are those who would defend me if need be, and are working with me. Not everyone is for being conscripted. Not everyone is for a war that's beyond their own purposes.
That's where I fit in as well.
She kind of figured from you guys. I mean, this is the Misfits crew, remember? So that's why she was forthcoming with information.
Well, we should finish exploring this room and then return to camp before it gets too late. With our wounds, it may be a challenge to get back. Although
Did we search this room?
I feel like you may have searched it and then noticed that she was bleeding out. I can't remember, but I feel like you didn't find. You didn't find anything. Yeah, I think you guys searched this room and there was nothing of import. Also, the caltrops were quite abused in the combat, and they're not recoverable.
We can't also step on them anymore?
No.
Or hurt ourselves?
They're kicked aside. They're just part of the dirt now. Like, it doesn't matter.
Then, yeah, I guess there's this unconscious goblin here. Fjorn, if your axe hasn't seen enough action today.
Be my pleasure.
Yeah, the unconscious goblin does not defend in any way and is easily slain.
His mind goes all over the cave walls.
I think a quick tally. I think you guys. I forget what the numbers were like. I'm gonna say collectively. Let's just throw out a number. I'm gonna say the group has collected 20 ears total, and Tessa has a few of them. So you guys have, let's say, 15 to split up between everybody.
I did have notes. We had 2 from the first encounter each, and 2 from the second encounter.
Okay.
But there were 8 in the first total. I guess there were 4 of us, so that makes sense. And then apparently I had +2 ears each as well from the last one, and the weird ring on the body of the goblin captain. So
Yes,
you're right. We
you do have
stuff.
that weird ring. You also have what you found from the first smashed box. I don't know if you guys took note of that.
The locket.
Yes.
Thing?
Yeah.
I think Fjorn is carrying that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've convinced me. Let's say you each have 8 ears. That seems fair, or however you want to put it. You, Fjorn and Oris have 8, and Zazimus only has 6 because he wasn't in the very first encounter, and Tessa has some amount as well.
All right. Yeah, I guess we can start making our way out of the cave.
Sure. For brevity's sake, I will let you guys, exit immediately. You don't have to walk there. There won't be any rolls to get out of the cave. It seems as you kill these goblins that they're not quick to replenish their ranks. So, because you just attacked their home. They're not a military outfit. So, I'm actually on the. I have 2 roll 20s to deal with, so I'm gonna take you guys back to this view as you step outside and are in the woods somewhere. As you come out of the caves, or out of the burrow, I should say. It's not a cave. It's like a giant rabbit's burrow. The daybreak hits you, and you can see again. I believe you've spent 2 torches total. We can worry about that down the road. Probably when you get your ears, you can just whatever. The overgrowth has moved and shifted as it did up until now. As time goes, the forest grows and regrows in different places magically, so you cannot take the exact same route back. And so you won't expect to hit the same things, but you do know where. Just allowing Zazamus to know this, where one other important area is, and that is you found some kind of pond, and I actually have that for you guys. If you guys just want it real quick.
I pictured like the mana tree in Secret of Mana.
It's not the best. It's not. This isn't the best pond I've ever made, but it gives you a general idea of where you were standing when you saw it. Mysterious pond. So you had seen that earlier. So you know of this location, and you know of, hey, look, there's a person.
That's supposed to be my token, but apparently I don't have a picture on it anymore.
I'm sure it's something that I've not done properly, but we'll worry about that down the road. Honestly,
Yeah.
that's a person would have been much smaller. It wasn't like set to the grid. It was rather zoomed out. But that was the idea: is that you'd seen a pond, and then chose to move beyond it. And so those are the two locations you know of: the burrow and the pond, and the war camp itself is obviously somewhere where you can go, or you could just wander aimlessly. I don't know. It's up to you guys what you want to do.
I think we need to nurse our wounds, attend to our
Right.
wounds. So at least Oris is of a mindset to return to camp, and I'm guessing Tess is probably the same.
Yep.
We need to see if we can find out what kind of ring that is that we found too.
Sure. Okay, so you guys are just gonna make a beeline for camp then.
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good to me. As you're traveling, I will make a couple of rolls and see if anything happens to you on the way. Because you guys are a little hurt right now, so I'll try not to get you guys killed by thousand
goblins?
beholders.
Goblins rolling 20s again?
Okay, so the first leg, nothing of a consequence. You move through, and the vines are shifting, and you're glad that this time, because last time you remember there was wolves nearby, but this time you don't remember, or it's been however long, 4 hours or whatever, so they've clearly moved on, or you just got by without seeing them, whatever it was. As you keep going, okay, you've traveled for a while now, and you stop when you hear a noise in a small clearing. As you're moving through it, there's a bit of a clearing, and in the center of that clearing is a rather crazy-looking chicken-like creature. It's kind of half lizard, half bird, half bat, if you will, and it's just kind of sitting there, kind of eating the grass a bit, and as it's picking bugs or whatever out of the earth to eat, Tessa mentions, says to you guys, "That's worth 30 gold if you want it." Back at camp.
I would look at Fjorn. I'm fairly spent. I can assist, but I can't take lead in another fight right now.
Same. I
I'm at full health, so I
It'll be
guess.
your decision, Fjorn.
So how far away am I from it?
I will, if this is what we're considering. Okay, this is really frustrating. How can I have too many pages and I can't drag you guys here. I'm just gonna bring you over to a clearing, and there is not actually an owlbear here.
Say,
Surprise!
familiar.
Roll initiative. No, this is
The
from
old
the previous
tokens,
fight, but I'm gonna use it as generic clearing if I can remember how to. Oh right, I'm on the wrong. It's confusing doing 2 roll 20s at once. Okay, and these aren't even the tokens. These are like just pictures of your faces. I do have the tokens for you guys if we want them. Whoa, there's 1, 2.
Yes, but I can't move mine.
Yeah, I'll have to give it to you. I know this isn't the most professional. It doesn't matter. Honestly, I'm just gonna put you guys here, and it doesn't quite matter. We're gonna do this mostly theater of the mind. I'm not gonna worry about the. This is just for basic visuals. When you move, we'll just deal with it verbally. So in the center somewhere, let's say.
We'll draw where I want to go.
Sorry.
Generally, I'll probably just draw where I want to go.
Sure. I'm just gonna tell you what's around you if you ask. So I mean. This isn't even necessarily the size of the clearing. The clearing, let's say, is about 100 feet across, and you're about 50 feet away on the tree line, and this creature hasn't seen you yet.
Okay. And I'm not entirely sure what the creature is yet.
No. It does seem like Tessa does know.
Great. I really tapped.
Can I try to identify what it is?
Perfect time to be tempted by something, right? When you're tapped out? It'd be so easy if you were fully healed. You'd be like, no question, I'd go kill the thing. Gotta make it interesting, right? Yeah, sure. You just want to... let me think. Let's just do a general wisdom check for you, I guess. What's going on with my...
So my +2 wisdom modifier on top of...
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you recognize this creature as a cockatrice. You know that it is not terribly strong, but they will attack viciously when they see a threat. And you know that occasionally their bite can turn people to stone. So, things to consider. That's probably why it's worth something.
So I guess I relay that to the group. This is only worth roughly 3 goblin ears.
That's
and
true.
it can potentially turn us to stone if it gets us, I guess. You still want to go ahead with this?
Sure. I think the best strategy is to not look at it, not touch it, stay away, if possible, or attack it from behind.
I'm not sure.
Does Fjorn
If I
know
could-
how to do that?
No, none of us can actually do that, but I think that might be the best thing that can be done.
I was just joking that Fjorn's character is...
None of us can do this, but I think that's what we have to do.
My thought was to try to sneak up within 20 feet, then go in. But since it can turn me to stone, I'm not so sure I want to do that.
We could try and leave. I'm perfectly okay with skirting around this.
Do any of us know what its predators are, or any of its favorite prey?
Did I get that from my roll?
That's a pretty good roll. How about you just give me one more? Sorry, is it Oris we're relying on this?
I was hoping for our ranger friend to know this.
Oh, Tessa.
But-
Sorry, you're asking to the group. Okay, I thought you were
Yes.
asking me, the DM. You're asking to the group, if everyone.
Yes, Tessa might know. I'm looking at what I might be able to take a guess all myself. But I'm gonna ask Tessa first.
Yeah, they. She lets you know that they eat general woodland stuff, berries, animals, like smaller animals, mice, frogs. I'm actually reading that from the book, if you guys were curious.
Okay. But they don't have a specific predator.
Anything bigger than it, I suppose. I mean, I bet you an owl bear would probably... We've seen owl bears in this forest, so... But Tessa knows that it will like viciously attack anything, and so does Oris.
So I'm going to put a minor illusion of an owl bear on the far side of the minor illusion of the sound of an owl bear on the other side of the clearing, away from us.
Okay. Is there a limit to how far that cantrip can?
Let me double check this. 30 feet.
30 feet. Okay, so the clearing is 100 feet away, 100 feet wide, with 50 feet from you to the cockatrice. So you can do it away from you guys, but you can't do it on the other side of the clearing.
Okay, so if I put it like here-ish.
Yeah, like
there's a
30 feet away from you in either direction.
Here.
Sure.
Yeah, more or less. Like that's 30 feet-ish in this direction. There's an owl bear sound roaring or whatever, or hoot growling over here.
All right, sounds good. So you know, I'm assuming there's semantic components. So you wave your hand a little and you say a couple of words, and we all hear. Should I get the YouTube clip?
If you wish.
Because we played the owl bear sound a bunch. So that's the sound it made. I don't know if you guys heard that through stream or not.
Nope.
It makes like a noise of some sort, and immediately gets the. Well, sorry. Let me roll. It's a pretty good. Oh, okay. Sorry. I rolled a natural one. So you made the noise, and the cockatrice that you can see does not seem to notice it, but the second you do it, 4 more cockatrice come just bursting out of the tree line across from you guys, and like come and start. Everyone just run, and then now there's 5 of them, and they're all starting to panic and frenzy, and they're all just like getting like looking around, really wide-eyed and ready to get into a struggle here. So, at the bare minimum, you've now learned the true numbers. There are 5 of them.
Well, that did not go as intended. At all.
So we should sneak away.
I think that the correct course of action is to flee.
Yeah. If Fjorn isn't into this fight, we should definitely leave. Just considering the rest of our conditions.
Yeah, Tessa agrees. She said 1 is worth 30, 5 is not worth our lives.
Okay. Bye, guys. We're see you never. Bye. Have fun.
So, if you guys can all just roll me a stealth check as you guys kind of sneak away.
Be good. No, sir. You saw that.
Okay, so
In that one.
it's +3 though, right? It's +3. You guys all start to sneak away, and then obviously Zazimus here snaps a twig, and
that was not snapping a twig. That was tripping on a tree trunk.
Well, I was gonna say that you also then let out an expletive when that happens, but luckily they're distracted by the sound of owlbears, and you guys do safely escape them. I did roll for them, and they rolled worse than a 4, so you're okay.
I wanted those dice last session.
I mean, one cockatrice. I think you guys probably like looking at the challenge rating. I'm pretty sure Fjorn could easily. I think he could take on maybe 2 of them at once without an issue. But 5 is a lot, even for the group of you when you're this wounded. So I think it was a smart move to move on. But now you're aware that these things are around, because I feel like you guys asked the quartermaster about that, because there was a thing that just said like you can kill stuff in the woods. You now know a bunch of things exist in the woods: goblins, cockatrice, wolves, I should say, owl bears. You know these things exist, and they're worth something. They want them dead. So that's fine. That's fine. So you guys sneak around and head back to camp, and nothing else of consequence happens. So you guys get to travel back to the war camp, which I believe is still Fog of Words slightly. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I can't remember if I gave you guys control of this token or not. But you come in from the east.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I think at least 3 of you, at least 2 of you have control over it. I can double check if. Yeah, I'll just. It's just for general movement purposes. This is the first time officially that Zazamus has been to the war camp. I mean, we can all assume, for brevity's sake, that he showed up at some point before he was given the opportunity to come out and meet you guys.
So is he, I guess, technically part of our squad? I guess I should be asking.
At this point, I guess.
Yeah,
Like,
you mean he did say he was sent by Corbin.
Sent him.
Yeah,
but
so
but
you guys
he might have just. Okay.
Yeah, you guys
And
are together.
There are probably other NPCs who could become PCs around at some point.
Yeah,
right?
Well, there's the rest of the squad, which you haven't personally met, Zazamus, but they have. So as they encounter them, then we can meet them. So once you make it back, Tessa thanks you guys and says she's going to just go and sleep off the rest of her wounds, and deal with her own things. Unless you have something to say to her before she leaves.
Yeah, Oris asks her if she has a clue where Maverick and Callie might be typically, if she knows.
Maverick and Callie. Well, they'll either be in camp here, or maybe they went out looking for their own quests, or their own quarry.
Okay, thanks. I will search for them here in camp.
I mean, she doesn't have any magical way to know where they are, but
no, it's just
yeah,
like
they hang
tendencies
out in
or something,
camp,
right?
Usually, or if they get a group of them, they might go out and hunt things.
I guess Oris will turn to the group and say he's gonna go looking for Callie and Maverick, as he has some loot to share.
Oh yeah, because you guys you promised to give them some of the loot because you felt bad.
Oris did, yeah. So
I'm gonna give.
he's good for that.
I'm gonna give him 2 of my ears to give to them.
Oh, thank you, Fiona.
I made no such promise.
No, you don't have to. That's fine.
So that'll drop me down to 6, I believe.
Sounds good. So you guys, sorry, to understand this, you guys are splitting up?
Yeah, I'm suggesting that the other 2 that I'll catch up with them either at the tavern later or back at the barracks or whatever they're called.
Okay.
Quarters.
So who has the ring?
I don't remember who picked it up. It wouldn't have been Oris because
Okay, I have
somebody
it.
else.
I have it wrote
Yeah,
down
you
mine.
finished it too.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to find out see if I can find some info on it.
I don't have the ring in my inventory.
Yeah, I think Fjorn picked it up after he cleaved the big dude.
Yeah, I keep very clean inventory, so it's not in mine. So it must be in one of yours.
Okay. Well, we're not like in combat or anything, so you guys can just kind of give me general. Like, okay, so right now it's past noon. We'll say it's like feels like a 1 to 2 o'clock ish. So you have maybe 5 to 6 good, maybe 7, 8 hours before night. So you guys can kind of do whatever you want in that time. And I'll let you know if anything insane happens as you're doing stuff.
I would like to head over to the quartermaster and see about getting a ranged weapon. Apparently, I need to stay out of combat range because I am, because I have made a blunder with picking up rapier.
I'll
go with
just
it.
don't get hit. It's pretty easy. Okay.
Go
So
with him.
the two of
Let's see.
you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll go with him because I want to talk.
Oh,
to
I
him.
need to turn in my ears.
Yeah, I want to see if he knows anything about this.
Let me just.
I'm gonna turn in my ears and then get a ranged weapon.
Where did I? Sorry, one sec. I want to. Do we want to roleplay this stuff? Because I mean, they did meet.
If you want.
They did meet the quartermaster before, and I kind of wanted to play him again. I just wanted to get my notes for him before we.
Sure.
Port Pickens, right?
Port Figgins. Yes. Where did I put him? Right. Oh, yes, the man with his arm in a sling and kind of out of it, kind of yelling at random things. Okay, awesome. So, we'll just kind of speed through Oris. Actually, we'll come to Oris's in a second. He went to the quarters. And then where everyone else went to the quartermaster? That's confusing to me. Why are they both called quarter? Jeez. So the main quarters is where Oris went, and the other two went to the quartermaster. Yes, where there is Port Figgins, and he is. So as you approach the quartermaster, you see Port Figgins is behind the counter doing his thing. He's kind of busy messing with stuff. You also notice Corbin. Your squad leader is just about 10 feet away, just leaning against the building. As you guys approach, Figgins catches your attention. Yes, hello, welcome, you guys are back. New member, I see.
Yes, I'm here. I was sent to assist because they went off without any spellcaster assistance, healing assistance, and I was sent. They just needed someone to help.
Yes, not everyone has magical abilities. Very good.
I was wondering. Apparently, there's a. Apparently, these goblin ears have certain value, and I was hoping to that I could turn in my goblin ears.
More goblin ears, more goblin ears. Yes, of course. And then as you're saying this, Corbin walks over to where you guys are. Oh, yes. You guys got some ears, did you?
Yes. Goblins are a pest, aren't they? They're just they do not need to be around, but at all. So
they agree. How many ears did you bring?
Well, I've got 6.
And the big one?
I have 6 also.
Oh yes, bring them. So I'm assuming you guys give him your ears?
Yes.
He takes them off the counter and he's just admiring them for a moment. Yes, this was good. He even talks into one of them. Hello, excellent. And he puts them under the thing, and he says, and he's reaching for gold. It's 10 gold per. And as he's about to say that, Corbin clears his throat. And then Port says, sorry, my mistake. It's 5 gold per ear, right? Yes. One moment. And he reaches for 2 bags of gold, and he brings them up to the counter. 30 gold apiece, yes?
No, that's not what the board says. The board says 10 gold per ear.
Yes, I would not want to have to write to, or to let anybody know that the board doesn't mean what it means. That would be terrible. It's obviously 10 gold. I can't give you these ears if I'm not getting 10 gold. This is not how it's done. What it says is what it says, and what I am going to receive is 10 gold. It's that simple.
Corbin gives you guys a bit of a look down, up and down. You guys did good today. I think you should take the gold that you've been given.
I think we should take the gold that we were promised.
Oh, well, you could be promised a lot worse things than 30 gold.
We could be promised a lot. We could be given a lot better things than half our wages.
The wages are being given to the military. You belong to the military.
I offer them for 8 gold each.
Corbin looks at... sorry, who are you saying this to?
To this... what's his name?
To Port Figgins?
Okay, you said... Board says 10, you say 5. I'll go in between there and say 8.
Okay, so what I would like is... I was just going to keep role-playing it, but I think at this point we could get some rolls in. It sounds like you're trying to, Fjorn, persuade Port Figgins. So if you can give me a persuasion. And I believe, Zazamus, you were trying to intimidate Corbin. So
I believe so.
If you give me an intimidation roll, we can see what's happening here.
No, that's it.
Ooh. Corbin is not intimidated. He does not seem impressed.
That was a terrible roll. It barely hit the car. It didn't roll much at all.
No, he is standing firm in his position. Port Figgins he's like, oh yes, maybe there's more gold under here, and he's going under to look for stuff, and Corbin narrows his brow on Port and says, he just kind of points at the broken arm, and he's like, you sure you found more gold back there? And Port immediately backs up. No, that's all there is. Yes, and but I do have this over here, and he just hands Corbin like another pouch, and just directly, and Corbin says, all right, and he just leaves entirely. He gives you guys another stare down, and then he goes back. He just leaves with his portion of the money, and Port Figgins is there, frazzled again. Oh my! Oh, yes. This is the way of things here. I thought maybe you had learned it with the owlbear, but no, I can't just be handing you free gold.
It's not free gold. It's
we bled for that.
I completely understand. I feel you. And he kind of grasps his arm and winces in pain. I feel your pain. And then he yells to someone in the back, oh, yes, 2 more, please. 5, 10, 100. You don't know what he's really saying back there, and he's back to you guys again. Yes.
okay.
Is there any way else I could help you guys? I feel bad.
Well,
I show him the ring. I don't give it to him, but I hold it up and ask if he knows.
He narrows his eyes. A ring. I. What are you asking about the ring?
If you know anything about it, or if you know somebody that might be able to tell me something about it.
Looks like a ring to me. I'm a very simple man, though. It's possible there's more to it than I know. Apples, apples! Points to the back again. You're not even sure that there's anyone back there, but he's yelling things to the back. Do you need other things from the quartermaster? I can sometimes find things that fall off the truck. He's kind of hinting how he gave you a potion before. Maybe he can help you out if you need something.
I just want to. Who do you send when you want to send when you order things? Who do you order them from? Like, is it in the capital or is it in the town over?
Yeah. Do you want? I guess we're asking what the general continent looks like, or supply lines?
Kind of both. I want to know why is logistics so hard? Is it because I'm making an assumption as that someone is skimming things off the top, and I want to know if it's because of really bad logistics, or is it like who is he sending? Where is he getting the food or the stuff from, and why is there not enough of it?
Oh, there's plenty. There's plenty. The Empire sends supplies to us to fight the war. We have those here that manufacture stuff as well.
So you say there's plenty. You have problems giving us eight gold each for those years then?
I would love to, but it's not up to me. I can't be giving you things that I am not commissioned to give you. Gold specifically, they're very tight about, but I could maybe help you with something else. They don't keep track of the number of everything. 17!
Could you provide... Do you have any crossbows and crossbow bolts that you could just make available instead?
Oh, that's what you're interested in, huh?
Yes.
Light crossbow, heavy crossbow, hand crossbow, a super crossbow, fire crossbow. He's making things up now. Those aren't real. You know those aren't real crossbows. He's just saying.
I know they are not. I would love for them to be, though, if you can make them real.
Yes. Give me a moment. He's extra frazzled.
Something light and easy to hold in one hand would be lovely.
Okay, so he's going to step away for a moment, and he will return. Yes, of course, we have these things.
While he's away, I'd like to look at any signatures on his desk.
Any signatures?
Yes, I want to see if there are any signatures or any paperwork.
Any paperwork? There doesn't appear to be any paperwork on anything. It's relatively clean on there, other than maybe some ear goop, some random things. Things aren't very official. He relies entirely on, in this situation, it looks like who's ever in charge to make calls on things. There is like a notice on the side that says there's a notice board in the main quarters if you're interested in stuff like extra work and things like that, and you can commission them to give you things at the quartermastery, but like technically they will feed you and whatnot if need. I think my camera just kicked out again. What is going on? I rubbed my eye and then my camera kicked out.
It looks like you're trying to do an instant transmission behind your glasses.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And we're back. I don't know why that happens. Port Figgins has no idea. But he comes back and he's carrying. He's somehow managing it with like one arm. He's got a light crossbow and a bunch of bolts, and he kind of plops them on the ground beside him.
A light crossbow or a hand crossbow?
Sorry, which one did you want? We'll just say he
Hand.
hand crossbow. Sorry, he had. You said something light that fits in one hand. I was like, which one are you saying? I don't. We'll just for brevity. Yeah, sure. A hand crossbow. He's got a hand crossbow, and he's got
Excellent.
whatever 20 bolts.
Excellent.
I don't know if this is free per se. I can help you. Normally this would cost more. I'll take that 30 gold back.
Excellent. That would be lovely. That is wonderful.
So he takes the 30 gold that he had offered you. Fjorn, you still get your 30. He takes his back and he hands you the light crossbow and 20 bolts. I hope this makes us even. Okay, are we all right?
Yes, this is exactly what I was hoping to get anyway. Thank you. I smile and
Before you leave, the big one. You mentioned the ring. You could try. We have an enchanter in the camp. Maybe that's where you should go.
Okay, which way is that from here?
That large tower. You can't miss it. You can't miss it so much so.
I have something else I wanted to see. I'm still unhappy about the 5 gold, but if he could throw in a healing potion, that might smooth things over a little bit.
This is what I can do for you. And he points you in another direction. Give me 1 second to reveal it. I don't have any more on me, but you can always take a look at it. My daughter is yelling, "Oh, I pooped. Oh, poopy." If you guys were curious. Can we see that on the screen? Why is that cut off kind of weirdly? I don't like that.
Oh, I see. Alchemist.
Yes, there's an alchemist. Sorry. I was trying to give that to you, and it wasn't quite working out the way I wanted. I'm going to see if I can just shift this over slightly. There. That's better. Yes. Now you can see the full map. I couldn't actually shift it on the other screen, which was kind of annoying. So I had to do it through... Well, you guys aren't even looking at the stream anyways. You're looking at your own thing. Okay, excellent. So that's the end of Poor Figgins, I'm guessing. You guys don't need anything more from him?
no, I'm good. That's what I've got.
Okay. Yes. Thank you. Do we want to smash cut to Oris real quick?
Sure, I'm going to head over to the tavern and hang out there while he does what he does.
I head to the enchanter.
Okay. So you guys can do that. Maybe I got to give you guys separate tokens then. Because I'm having trouble keeping track of where everyone is moving. 1 second. So we got a Zazamos. We've got an Oris. And we can remove the Tugger. And so you're going here, you're going here. I could give you guys the... Maybe I should. Maybe I should just give you guys the tokens.
Gimme. Doesn't really matter too much, I guess.
No, it doesn't particularly matter if I'm moving. It makes my life a little easier, I guess. If you guys can just move yourselves and I don't have to do it. Okay, so we'll smash cut to Oris, who goes to the quartermaster, or not the quartermaster, quarters and quarters.
The
Goes to
Quartermains.
the main quarters. Yes,
Yeah.
the tents, rows of tents and rest areas, and you're looking for your friends from before, Callie and Maverick.
Yep. I guess I look around and do I find them?
Sure. Why don't you give me investigation roll real quick? I mean, This is gonna be pretty low because you're gonna look. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. Okay, normally this would have been a terrible roll. So like if they were not at the tents where you know they would be. So you find Callie back where you guys started the day. Maverick's not there, but she is just like sharpening an arrow, kind of sitting on like a stump or let's say a chair. Let's say they've got proper furnishings. There's a wooden chair that she's sitting on by her tent, the tent area that you all came out of this morning. She sees you and she smiles.
And I guess I just walk up and just say, well, the cave is a lot bigger than we thought, but we did clear out a number of goblins. Fjorn offered some of his ears to pass on to you and Maverick. Have you seen Maverick, by the way?
Yeah, he's busy doing something. He said he would be back later. I can hand the ears off for him if you'd like. I appreciate that you did this for us.
I am a man of my word.
How many was it? 2 apiece? So you're handing her 4 goblin ears?
I guess, well, I got 2 from Fjorn, and I have 8. But I would have been splitting mine, say, 3-way with them. So my 8, I guess, I would 5.
Oh, you're gonna give her.
That's not
okay.
I'll give 6. Orist is not too concerned about money. He's a monk, so he lives on low money. So 6 out of his 8 plus the 2 that
so 8
Fjorn
ears.
gave.
8 ears. That's plenty of ears. Oh.
Yeah.
She takes
and
them
I'll have
and she's
2 remaining.
You could put them on your head and be a goblin. So she takes the. I like to imagine that they're like strung, that like you're not just like holding like a handful of ears or like a.
Here's
bag
some
of
rotting.
Them. I feel like
corpse bits.
Yeah, there's just like you have like a piece of twine and you just kind of like hang them and they slowly dry as you carry them around or hang them off your belt or whatever. So she takes the string of 6 or whatever because you've prepared them. I guess it's 8 actually. So
totally,
your 6 plus Fjorn's 2, and you've presented them. She takes them, and she's very happy. Thank you. I'm not used to this kind of kindness from our team.
Well, it might have been nice to have you around.
I would have been happy to help.
Not to say Tessa wasn't helpful, but we were might have bit off a bit more than we could chew.
Tessa, yes. She has a way about her, doesn't she?
She's quite secretive. It's not my business, so she battles well.
She does. Well, if you need me in the future, maybe next time I can claim the ears myself.
Of course. Would be happy to bring you along on a future mission.
That sounds good to me. I'm staying here, though, for today. I hear we may have orders coming in the morning.
Excellent. I guess I will bid you a good evening, as I need to go and rest. I'm quite tired.
She nods. Are you going in to rest? You could take a short rest. You're the one person that would benefit from that more than anyone else.
What time is it? You said it was like early afternoon. Would I have time for probably a short rest and then later another full rest? Probably.
Well, the full rest will be probably at the end of the day. It's an 8-hour sleep, right? A short rest, you can do light activities like reading a book or meditating or something. So it doesn't necessarily have to be you sleeping. You're just, not doing anything aggressive. So, I mean, in all honesty, as long as you're not traveling around communicating with people for an hour, So if you want to just stay here for a bit while these two RP for a little while, then you can have your key points back. You won't get any hit points back because you've already used your hit dice.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fine. I think. Yeah. What do I get for the? Oh, I just get the key point. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll do. I guess I'll do a short rest for an hour. We'll say he's in his tent recording the events of the day from his perspective.
Sounds good.
With
He's
the paper
writing notes down
ink.
with that, because you did ask for that when you were at the tavern last. Was for
Exactly.
ink and paper, and they gave you that.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds good. Who should we go to next? That's a question for the dice gods. I'm going to go for Zazimus. Okay, I rolled a 50-50, and we're going to see what Zazimus does at the tavern. And, unless you don't want to RP it, what are you planning to do at the tavern?
I'm just going to be there to relax for a few minutes. For just listen and see if anybody's. I'm just going to listen and see if anybody is irritated, annoyed about money issues from the quartermaster, stuff like that.
Okay, sure. I'm not going to fully RP this one because I think this one's going to be a little bit lighter on what's going on. I'm trying to get you guys to all do your stuff and then maybe return. So you show up. I don't know if you probably haven't met everyone. So you meet Morningstar, which is the owner of the establishment. She's well dressed, a very professional looking person. Also, the tavern itself is known as the Black Baron, if you were curious. It's a relatively large establishment, and when you sit down, she brings you some food and some minor refreshments, because it's in the middle of the day. You don't need to get hammered unless that's what you want, but I'm assuming not, because you're just there to listen. So can you give me let's just say you're not looking around, you're just sitting there waiting for it to come to you, so we'll give it a perception check.
Yeah, I'm not actively listening in on specific people. I'm just like lightly listening in.
Exactly. So we're just doing a perception.
Oh, good roll finally.
Oh, that is a good roll. That is a very good roll. Okay, so you're very perceptive today. Yes. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of information now, and then I'm gonna jump over to Fjorn, and then we're gonna come back, and then because you're gonna be there for a little while. So.
Yeah, I'm just hanging out here, and yeah.
So as you're there, you notice that there is. Sorry, one second. Where did I? Well, I forget exactly how I described him, but there is a man there, drinking with some friends that the other two party members would know, but you haven't met him personally. You hear his name spoken in conversation a few times. Your friend, the friends seem less important to you, but his name is Drug, and he's enjoying his lunch or whatever he's doing. And there are some other people in the tavern as well, even though it's midday. And you hear there is an angry man in the corner. He's always angry for some reason, just yelling. He seems mad, and you possibly hear the name Tom. But that's it for now. Nothing about the money specifically just yet.
But there's dissent or annoyance.
Well, that one man in the back is always mad. He was angry the last time the others were there.
There are people who are mysterious and shady and such that I can detect.
Yeah,
okay,
yes, you can tell that there is some level of underbelly in this tavern. Yeah, for sure.
Good to know.
Okay, so we're gonna move over to Fjorn, and I think after we handle this enchanter encounter in about 10-15 minutes, maybe we'll take our break. In case anyone's dying for a quick break, I'm letting you know that that's coming up. So give me 1 second to pull up the information I have on the enchanter. So as you approach the tower, it's a very large tower. We'll say it looks very much like the one in the picture, although everything else has been a little bit different because I'm limited by the images I can use. But let's just say that tower looks very similar to the one. You see the pointed top, and you see the wooden and the stonework at the bottom, and it has stairs to go up. And as you approach it, there are two military dressed soldiers standing at the front as you approach.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and address them and head on up to the enchanter, I guess.
So as you try to get past them, they're gonna stop you, and they're gonna say, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa! Who are you? Why do you think you can just wander up there?"
Quartermaster told me that I needed to see the enchanter. I had something of interest that he might be interested in.
The two soldiers look at each other and look back. Well, normally we don't let just anyone approach. Do you have a rank of some sort? Are you anyone important?
Kind of just look at my axe and give him a wink and
Sure. Yeah, could you just roll intimidation for me real quick?
real quick.
No, I said real quick. It has to be quick. The longer you take... Well, the two soldiers look at each other and they look back and they say, maybe we could turn a blind eye for a price. And they're
Okay.
kind of laughing a little. They look you up and they look you down. 5 silver apiece, and they say it like it's the most money they've ever heard in their life.
And I offer him 4 silver apiece.
Nice.
All right, roll persuasion. Okay, they accept the token of your goodwill, and then they step aside and let you walk up. So as you walk up, yes. Normally, okay. So when I originally, just a little under the hood here, when I originally created this enchanter, I was gonna make it a lot harder to get in there. But I kind of want you to meet this character that I have. So let me just. Okay. Okay, so you climb up the stairs and there's a big brown door and you open it, no problem. And when you enter, the room is filled with assorted chemical components and books, and things are kind of strewn about. And there's like an experiment bubbling on the side. You can see like there's like glass tubes and stuff is coming down, and then there's like a large like in the center of the room. There's like almost like a pentagrammed pattern on the ground of the stonework, and in the center, reading a book, is a woman who she's wearing bone jewelry. She's got like bone earrings and like a bone necklace, and she looks rather unkept. She has like mud and tree branches like in her hair, and she's muttering to herself as she reads the book, and she hears the door open and turns to you, and the book snaps shut. Hello, welcome. What would you like?
I hold up the ring and kind of show it and see what her.
You slip the ring on, and Sauron comes out and said, "No, no, that does not happen." She kind of scurries over to you. She gets like really close to your face for a second, and then moves her head and looks at the ring, kind of bird-eyed for a second. It's magical, all right.
Could you tell me maybe the properties of the magic from this?
She turns around for a second, thinking to herself for a moment, and turns back. Yes, for sure. Hand it to me.
I hand her the ring.
She takes it. She looks at it. She pops out like a oh, what's that thing called? Like a jeweler's key? Is that what it's called? I
Like
forget
the
now.
magnifying glass type thing.
Yeah, I wish I knew the real word for it. Jeweler's.
Lens.
I'll just call it that for now. Jeweler's glass? Sure.
Yeah, that sounds right.
She brings out the she busts it out, takes a look at it. I'll need to keep it for a moment. I'll need some time. And she scurries off, and she's got it under she's got a bunch of magnifying glasses, and she's putting things like apparatus and moving them around, and she's got like light is hitting it now, and she's doing a couple of things, and she returns to you as she leaves it there on the thing, comes back to you. You're very big. Maybe we should introduce ourselves. My name is Whimsy.
I'm Fjorn.
Are you a captain, general? Someone important,
No.
I'm assuming?
No, just a soldier.
How did you come to acquire this ring?
I killed a goblin cheap. I guess he was cheap, wasn't he?
I guess you don't really know. You just know that he was
He
a
lost.
beefy boy yelling commands. Yeah, possibly. Do you want to roll for it? You could roll for it if you want. Do a general, I don't know. What's better, wisdom or intelligence? You can pick.
Be it better.
Neither one.
Wisdom would be
Go for it. Just give me a general wisdom. We'll see what you surmised from that encounter. Okay, so your background in combat has taught you that someone like that must have been important in some way. You noticed he was barking orders, so sure. You don't know necessarily if a chieftain is the word they use, but he must have been at least higher ranking than. There must be some kind of ranking hierarchy system, and he was higher than the rest of the goblins. So chief is fine. Whimsy stops for a second, thinks, and then returns to her apparatus. Apparati? What's the plural of apparatus?
Apparatus.
Sorry?
Apparati.
Apparati? Yeah, so she's there, she's twisting things around, she's, doing her stuff. She goes and grabs a book, and she starts flipping through the pages on it, and she starts humming a little to herself. She snaps the book closed again, she brings it over to you and hits you with the book. You're not important, huh? Maybe one day you will be. I can see it in your eyes. You can stay silent. That's fine.
so. What of the ring?
Oh, yes. Oh, of course. Is there anything else you need while you're here? It's going to be a small moment still.
I'll wait.
And she goes off for a second. She's shuffling through a shelf. She's shuffling, and she comes back to you, and she has a coin. You don't recognize it as a form of currency. It's just a stamped coin of some sort. You're not sure if it's even would be worth something. Can I give you this?
Give me this for what?
Oh, it's just a gift. You don't want it? She kind of looks offended and takes it back again.
I'm not too sure.
Oh, I see. I thought we were becoming friends.
So I guess I could look at it, but getting something from a enchanter that you don't know.
It's true. It's true. It's up to you if you take it, I suppose. She hands it back out to you and allows you to take it if you want.
I look at it and then hand it back to her.
I think you should keep it. You don't want it. That's fine. She puts it back in her pocket. She returns to the apparatuses, and she says a few magical words, and it glows. The ring glows for a moment, and she picks it back up again, and she admires it again. Yes. Brings it, kind of scuttles back over to you. This is a ring of numbness.
A ring of numbness.
Yes, yes. She hands it to you. It's your ring, after all. If you wear it, you'll be numb. As the name suggests. It can be a useful thing, can be not.
So if I put it on when I'm injured, will it take the pain away? But
You won't feel pain, no. You won't feel anything, really. So outside, I'm not really sure how I can give you the stats of the ring in RP.
If it's a +1, it says it gives you a little extra boost to your strength, or if it's
So I don't know how she explains this to you, but somehow your metagamed brain understands it to mean that you'll be numbed, so you don't feel pain, but then you can't also feel you won't have that sense. So while you're wearing the ring, and you have to choose who owns the ring. You can't just like pass it around the group to use it. You have to choose who's using the ring every morning. I believe there are rules for attuning a magical item. So that's kind of the idea. While you're wearing it, though, any perception check requiring your physical touch sense will be at disadvantage, but you get 2 temporary hit points on top of your max hit points because you don't feel the initial pains of combat. You can always remove the ring, and then you'll have your senses back. But if you're wearing the ring because you're planning to go into combat or whatever, and then something happens immediately that requires your physical senses, you might be at a disadvantage. So it's not a very powerful magical item, but it does somewhat explain the goblin not giving a shit as you cleaved through him.
That makes sense.
okay, and I thank her, but ask her what I can give her for the assistance.
And she smiles and she pulls the coin back out again. It's good luck, I tell you.
Okay, I take the coin.
Excellent, thank you very much.
This is gonna kill me.
Could you please roll 3 Constitution checks? You're dead. No, you take the coin and you feel no different, other than you have a coin in your hand.
Can I make out anything on it?
Sure. Why don't you do an Arcana check for me? I'm guessing your Arcana is not very good, but.
Okay. -1, so it'd be a 5.
As far as you can tell, it's just an oddly stamped coin. It could possibly be a currency from another land. You're not quite sure. You just know you won't be able to spend it. As soon as you take the coin, she kind of waves at you, and then she returns to whatever she was doing. She's, tweaking with things, pouring small vials, and muttering to herself.
So I thank her again, and I think I'm going to go to the tavern.
Okay, that sounds good. And I think it's an appropriate time to take a quick 5 to 10 minute break. So if you guys need to go to the washroom or whatever, we're going to take a small break here.
Cool.
To the stream, I hope you guys are watching it and enjoying what you're watching. We're going to just take a quick 5 to 10, and then we'll be right back at it. I will change it to... I'll just leave it running. No, let's say be right back. Okay. Thank you for watching, and we will be back in a short couple minutes. put some music on for you guys.
I'm a medieval man. I'm a medieval man. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Why do you keep touching me? What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Why do you keep touching me? Why do you keep touching me? In the age of chaos, in the age of chaos, in the age of chaos, two factions battle for dominance. In the age of chaos, in the age of chaos, in the age of chaos, two factions battle for dominance. Welcome to the world of Warcraft.
Alright, I'm back. I think we're still waiting for everyone else to return from the break.
I'm back.
Excellent, excellent. What? What's with that sticker wall? Why is it... Needs to be above the camera. Okay. I hope things are going well for you guys. I know you haven't done any like real fighting this episode, but you could have fought that cockatrice.
Could have been statues too.
Could have been. Could have been. I don't know a ton about the cockatrice. I know. I think you. I don't know if I should really talk about stats of things, but barbarians. Someone's saying you can. You had some mic feedback going on before, but it's not happening now. It might be one of the other. One of the PCs. Could be. Or was it, are you saying me specifically? Only when I was speaking. Yeah, we're still kind of working out the bugs for the audio. It's tough because not everybody has like a... It was me specifically. Oh, okay.
Could have been you echoing through somebody else's microphone, though.
Okay. I'll have to take a look at that, especially during the week, because... Possibly. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's when I speak, it's someone's speaker playing into their... Could be. What I was saying was about barbarians. I'm pretty sure you have proficiency in Constitution saving throws, so you should be able to handle that kind of stuff and not get turned to stone. But you never know. You never know. I was really curious. I was like, there seemed like a point where you guys were just possibly going to go in. And I was like, oh, okay, let's see what happens.
What does the proficiency mean? You have advantage?
So your character class gives you proficiency. Yeah, no, you don't have advantage. You get you get to add your +2 proficiency to...
Okay, so it's
those
just
saves.
another +2 on top of your...
on top of your save in that stat. So, like, I think for a barbarian, his save in Constitution is probably +5.
Yeah, my dex is +5 because I'm proficient in that as well.
Yeah, so you're really good at
plus
avoiding...
the +2.
You're going to avoid a fireball really easily, but, like, the barbarian... I bet you his dexterity save is pretty good, too. Because when it comes to spells, instead of going against your armor class, they have a difficulty challenge rating, or a DC, and the other player has to do a save to try to beat it. And if they do... Well, you guys saw some of that with some of Zazimus's spells. The goblins had to do that. They either saved it or they didn't. Instead of him trying to hit the goblin had to resist the magic. And cantrips are usually hit or miss, but any like real spell, any like spell slot spells, will have like a major or minor effect. Usually it's like half damage. So like if someone throws a fireball at you and you make the dex save, you'll take half damage, but you'll still get hurt. Unless you have certain character class traits. I know the rogue gets one where they always get half, and if they make the save, they take none, that's pretty good. I think the barbarian gets something like that eventually as well. Uncanny dodge or something like that. I forget exactly how that works. I'll be honest, I have never participated in, both as a DM or as a player, in games above level like 5 or 6. So things will get interesting as we play through. I know this beginning part pretty well, but it'll get interesting when we hit the later stuff and things. I'm going to rely on my critical role. It doesn't change a ton. The same ideas apply, but the scope tends to expand, and I'll have to learn the rules for like entering other planes and stuff like that.
I think we lost
Zazimus?
Ballstar there. Yeah.
Did we? I'm just wondering if Yeah, he's not in the... He's not in there. Ah, he's back. He's back.
Do you
Okay.
hear me?
Ah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I had turned my computer off and then back on again, and my headphones are working now.
Quick shout out to Ezekiel. Watching again. Anybody who's actually watching these sessions and is like keeping up with the story and stuff, it makes me just feel like it warms the cockles of my heart. Is that, you know, because I know we're making this cool story, but like no one cares. But some people do, and it's awesome. Rogues do a lot of like crazy stuff though. They get some pretty like wonky, like rules breaking stuff. But then so do some spellcasters. Like there's a high level spell called Wish, which literally the book just like says you can do whatever you want. It can just like break all the rules of D&D. You can just cast it once a day and basically do whatever you want. I did say cockles. I did. Don't blush. I feel a little blush. Am I red in the face? All right, so we met Whimsy. I was real excited. Her full name, you guys didn't actually get it, but I want to give it to you just because I thought it was a cool name. Whimsy Galeside. And I think that she's... I don't know. I have a thing for characters that are a little off the wall. I kind of like those characters. I liked when you were like, I'm gonna go see Port Figget or go to the Quartermaster. I'm like, awesome, yes, I want to play this like weirdo. Okay, now I know if I was to play in a campaign, what kind of character I would role play as. All right. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I really like wacky weirdo characters. If everybody's I'm super serious, everyone needs to be a Lord of the Rings character, or it's not real fantasy. I'm out. Bye.
Yeah. Well, some of the characters we've approached so far have fit that bill, and I hope that I'm role playing them. In my mind, I'm doing an amazing job. I'm hoping in reality, I'm doing like at least a 5 out of 10. That's. But yeah, like for example, I was trying to do Corbin and Port Figgins, and Port Figgins is just a basket case, and then Corbin is a very confident, like this is the way it is kind of character. He's kind of your standard fantasy military character. Anywho, back to the story at hand. I believe we left off with Fjorn. Fjorn returning to... I say returning to because it's secretly his home. The tavern. And I'm going to guess meeting up with Zazimus.
Yes.
I'm going to go so far as to say that the trip to the Quartermaster and the Enchanter and the trip to the Quartermaster plus sitting in the tavern has equaled the 1 hour that Oris was... I'm going to just put all of you in the same spot. So you can... I don't know how Oris knew to go to the tavern, but I'm just going to pluck him out of the sky and put him there as a DM. Unless you had something else planned.
What? Well, he was gonna wake up and then decide to go and cash in his 2 ears. So,
Okay.
If he can do that later, we can just move me to the tavern.
Sure. I mean, when you do, I don't know.
I can still roleplay with Port.
Do you want to roleplay it? I think we should just move quickly through. You're gonna get the same rub down as the other two. You're only gonna get 10 gold coins total for the 2 ears. So
yep.
You'll be up to speed with what the other guys encountered at the Quartermaster, and then everyone can just meet up at the tavern. Let's say you guys, let's retcon it that you guys had said we're gonna split up, but we'll meet back at the tavern later, and then that's why everyone is meeting there. That makes sense to me. So we'll put everyone at the tavern. So we'll time warp in. Zazimus was there by himself for a moment, listening in on stuff. You rolled really well for perception, and you do overhear some people talking about some kind of black market underground dealings that happen both from out of the tavern and the arena, the battle arena, which you may not even be that fully aware of, but there is like an arena where that's like the main form of entertainment here. There are daily fights. Let's say that when Fjorn comes in, he mentions it or something. So Fjorn enters and Oris enters, and you all meet up and sit down. I'm gonna just DM plop you at a table together, and you can all eat and have your refreshments. What would you guys like to do?
I think we should talk about the offer we got from Tessa a little bit.
Speaking of which, where did she go? Did she? Oh yeah, she went to sleep. Never mind.
Yeah, she did. And you don't know exactly where that is because she didn't start the day where you guys were. But
In the woods.
She just vanishes all the time anyways, so you just kind of chalk it up to her being her, and you know she'll eventually come see you later.
I'm not opposed to just dipping and getting out of here, especially since there's a battle about to happen, but I don't want to do it with elves, and if we're going to be about to be going to a battle with elves, I'm totally for doing that instead.
So you're saying you're all for staying here and fighting.
I'm not all for it, but my goal is to become what I want is I don't like elves, and if I can find a way to kill elves, that would be great.
So I'm leaning towards not wanting to be part of a big race war myself.
Well,
I like war, but being part of a race war is not.
I understand that. It's just that I don't. It's not a race war thing for me. It's just everything in my life that has gone wrong has been because of elves. So I personally don't want elves around.
Oris asks, "Are you sure it was caused by elves and not your own decisions?" It's kind of a naive question, out of character, on purpose.
Oh, I know. It's elves broke up my family. Elves were somehow involved in wrecking the band of bars I was in. Elves were somehow involved in ruining turning the town against my mother. Elves are involved in everything.
Could all these things not have been done by humans as well? We've seen bad in all races.
I guess.
Okay, so you guys are having an awesome conversation, but someone had noticed when Fjorn came in, and he has stood up and walked over to your table, drug, and he's got a couple of like toadies kind of behind him, acting tough and kind of laughing to themselves. Hey, I see you're still alive.
Are we not supposed to be?
No, he has a problem with me.
Yeah, he looks at Zazimus and is like, doesn't even really like understand why you were talking, and then returns his look to Fjorn. He says, "Hey, I think you and I should have it out finally."
Okay, I'm all for that.
Whip it out? Okay.
I think I can get us a spot in the arena, and then people can watch me kick your ass.
That is if you make it on time, Oris says.
I'm trying to understand the reference there.
When he showed up late to the battle against the owlbear.
Oh, right.
Oris is... I'm trying to make Oris a little more sassy.
Yeah, no, I know.
So.
I knew that's what you were doing. I was just trying to remember like where the stab is. Like he feels it a little. He's like he's kind of doesn't like that you've said that. Wait, you wanted to make this a 2-on-1?
I think you'll have your hands full with Fjorn here.
I don't need any help.
Can you just, Fjorn, can you just roll a quick intimidation for me? Like, I know you weren't trying to be intimidating, but I just want to know how...
Fjorn or Oris?
Fjorn. Just his general presence. He hasn't done anything intimidating. I just want to know how he feels about his, like, general... Okay. So he's still feeling confident. All right, I'll see you there. You better not be late. He thinks he's really got you with a clever one here. And he heads for the door, and the two guys they all leave, and he like hits the door on the way out, and he's on his way to the arena, I suppose.
Let's go.
You're gonna go with him?
Yeah.
You guys could take time to. I know you guys were role playing. It's up to you guys if you want to. You don't have to leave immediately.
I want to get this done now.
Yeah, I guess we can agree to postpone this conversation for later. Maybe with more background noise when it's busier later, or in a more private setting anyways.
Okay. So for brevity, I'm going to drag us to the arena.
While that's going on, I'm going to try and figure out where the black market is.
Oh, how do I reveal everything? What?
Like,
you guys just see a black box right now. I don't know why it fog of war'd this. You guys don't need fog of war. Is there not a way to... Whatever. I don't know how to take all the fog of war away in one move. It's kind of stupid. I bet you there's a way to do it.
I like that there's like blood smears on here. Or maybe it's just my monitor. It looks like there's blood smears, but maybe not.
See some.
Yeah, I tried to make it look like there had been some fights there. Like it's kind of a bit of a mess. Well, let's see what the stream sees. Yeah, that's good. They can see it. So I could put you guys in there, but we can just theater of the mind this. I mean, it's going to be a one-on-one fight. There's not going to be a whole lot of movement if this is what we're doing.
And it's hard to flank with one person.
Yeah, exactly. So we can also picture that. Well, sorry, Zazimus, what were you saying you were doing? You just wanted to stay in the tavern?
No, I'm going to try and figure out where the what's it called, black market is.
Oh, sure. So you're going to go with them to the arena, and you're just going to kind of like mill through the crowd? Is that the idea?
Yeah, and just try and pick up on what black market stuff is going on and where it is, and try and track it down.
Sure. Okay, so first things first. This is the first time you guys have been to the arena, and the arena is called... so I don't know where in this picture exactly. Let's say outside of this arena, as you approach, there's like a sign. There's like an archway, like a wooden archway with a sign that says the Wyvern, or Wavern, however you want to pronounce it. I'm going to say they pronounce it Wavern, and if you guys don't like that, that's my world. So that's how they pronounce it.
Why?
So that's the name of the arena, and as you approach it, shoot, who is right? So there's like a man, with like holding like I don't know, a piece of, he's holding like some papers and like he's got like a pen and he's like jotting stuff down like while walking around, and he sees you guys and he comes over and introduces yourself. Oh, right. Okay, so this character, this person that you're meeting, it's a young okay, so sorry. I forgot that I set this up to do, and I forgot I was going to have to do this. Okay, so this character is a young human, svelte, slender build, with like kind of revealing clothing, but you can't quite tell if it's a man or a woman. So, you know, like it's like low cut, but then you're like, are they just like possibly flat chested, or are they like, you can't like quite tell, because they're kind of attractive and young. And anyways, this person comes up and introduces him or herself as Clipper. Hi, my name is Clipper. Are you looking to fight here?
I was challenged by someone, so
Immediately. Oh yes, Drug. Yes, you're gonna fight him, are you?
Yep.
Oh, excellent. Write something down. You're ready to go right away if you'd like.
is this going to be unarmed, or are we fighting with weapons?
Well, you look over to the arena, and Drug's already there, and he does not have his Warhammer. He's just pumping his fists together. He's cracking his knuckles, and he's just looking the crowd over, kind of like heaving, like breathing heavy, like working himself up. Yeah, there will be no weapons. This is going to be unarmed fist fight.
I'm going to get my stats out here real quick.
Pretty bad with names. Or Dear Bard, who? Sorry, I was just reading the chat. You guys are kind of going as well. All right, so while this is happening, sorry, what did you say? Actually, I kind of missed that.
I was just getting my sheet out here for unarmed.
Sure. For throwing some fists, some fisticuffs. You're barbarian.
I guess
pretty good.
So I guess unarmed, I get the same attack bonus. It's just the action part is automatic. I don't have to roll for that.
Sorry?
Oh, if I hit, it's automatically 4.
It's just your strength, right? Yeah, that sounds right to me. So you just rolled a hit, and then when you connect, it's your strength. Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Okay, so as you start. Okay, so while you're doing this, Zazimus, I'm guessing Oris is just kind of watching and milling around. Zazimus is.
Yeah.
You can roll me investigation, and we'll deal with it later, Zazimus, or Zazimus.
Sure.
And then we'll see what you discover after the brawl itself. As you come to enter the logged arena or whatever, out comes. Cool. I will keep that in mind. Out comes the announcer or commentator. He was like sitting and he sees that the fight's coming and he gets ready and he starts screaming to the crowd, welcome everyone! And he is dressed very well, and as soon as he enters, the crowd is just cheering for him. I am Mordecai Kingsman, and I am here and I'm going to pretend to hold up a mic, but he doesn't have a microphone because that's not how it works. I don't know. I just instinctively want to hold up a microphone. He's just speaking loudly. Let's make this interesting. I'm going to actually say he is a tiefling, and tieflings have the natural ability to project their voice out. So he's using like a cantrip effect to speak extra boomingly loud to everyone. So he looks kind of like the only one you've met so far was Riz Palemoon, the taskmaster at the slave pens. He looks well dressed, as well as having ordained horns. And we'll give this Mordecai, we'll give him blue skin. And so he comes out and everyone's cheering and ready to go. We have a battle today! Drug Hightower versus Fjorn. I kind of forget your last name. Ledbrock. He knows it for some reason. He knows who you guys are. He spoke to someone and he knows it. And everyone's like getting cheering. And then there's a Drug. He's already like taken all of his armor off too. Like he's like he doesn't want any advantages. He's ready to go. I think I gave him medium armor, so it's like leather workings, and he has it all removed. And his two buddies like come up and grab it and pull it off to the side, and he's ready to go. He's got his fists up. He's kind of bobbing back and forth. And Mordecai announces. Sorry, did you want to say something? I thought I heard.
Nope.
No, okay, sorry. I thought I heard one of you chiming in. So he just let the fight begin, and he backs away, and then as soon as that happens, I guess we got to roll initiative. I was gonna say what Drug was gonna do, but we got to roll. Okay, well, you're gonna definitely have the advantage on this. So he starts to run towards you, and then time slows down, and you have the advantage, my friend. What would you like to do with your first turn?
Attacking.
Yeah.
Can I taunt him first?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm going to tell him where I come from, usually a challenge is a fight to the death. I'm just kind of doing this to entertain him.
Oh, sweet. Can you just roll me a quick intimidation again? I just want to kind of feel, I want to gauge how, that sounded impressive to me. I just want to know how. 13. Okay, so he felt it. He felt that. That was, you're an intimidating dude. Is it really +2 for intimidation?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, did you take it? Did you take it as proficiency? That makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. I like that a lot, actually. Because the thing is, for some reason, intimidation is a charisma check. And generally, characters that are very strong want to be intimidating, but then they're not charismatic. So, anyways, I'm just glad it's working out in our game, because I've played games before where a barbarian or a fighter character tries to be intimidating, but then they suck at it, because why would they be charismatic? But in this case, it's working out quite well, and yeah, he's a little shaken by it. Are you gonna? And then you're gonna roll to attack?
Yep.
All right, go for it. Yeah, you hit him. You clock him for 4 damage. Right across the jaw, and he's like, he kind of steps back. He's like, what the? And he comes at you. Let's throw some punches. Ooh, that's only a 14. Does a 14 hit you?
Mine's a 14.
14? Okay, so you're going to take 3 points of damage for that. And, yeah, he doesn't have anything else this turn, so he's just kind of like bumping and jiving, and it's your go. 10? He's unarmored. No, that's not going to get him. That's going to swing right by. He's going to get you. He's going to smirk at you. Well, he swings a good old 14 again. So he's going to get you. This time he's going to get you with a little leg kick. He's going to hit you for another 3 points of bludgeoning damage. He's really into it now. He's like bopping around. It's your go, man. Yeah, that's got him. You hit him. Without armor, that's going to connect. So 4, I guess, yeah, I keep forgetting we don't roll damage. You just do 4 points of damage to him. So that's a good bunch of damage this time. He's starting to feel it. You get him like right in the gut, and he like spits out a little blood, and he kind of backs up a bit, and he's like, ugh. And he's not a barbarian, he's a fighter. Fighters have a different kind of ability where he takes a second, and he kind of like, he looks hurt for a second, and he kind of like breathes, and then he shifts his stance, and it's like he looks like he's fresh as the fight just began. Like he doesn't even look like you've hurt him yet. And he goes and he gets a good swing on you. That's a miss. He kind of goes for a big swing, and you kind of sidestep it, and he's beside you now, and it's your go.
I'm gonna run up, try to headbutt him.
Yeah, go for it. Ooh, you didn't get him. So he kind of. You go to do the headbutt, and you just kind of look silly, and he decides, oh, this is time to drop an elbow right on your head. Oh, he rolls a 1, and he actually trips on the ground and goes prone. He's laying on the ground now. He like trips in the dirt, and he looks around, kind of like freaking out a little. And you can have advantage on your next swing.
I want to run up and like put both.
Yeah, Ezekiel's just like, wow, that seemed like he like took that literally, that ability. Anyway, sorry, go ahead with advantage.
I want to run up and put both my hands together, like make a double fist, and try to
I like that.
slam it down on top of his head.
Sounds good. Oh, good thing you got that advantage. Ooh, that's a good 4 damage on him. Okay. You hit him. You hit him right in the head. And he scampers back to his feet. He backs up a little bit. Then he comes at you. Actually does a charge attack. Thanks for deleting that. Yeah, that's a big old hit. And this one's going to actually have a roll on it. Okay, so he hits you for an extra 1 point of damage this time. So he hits you for 4 as he bashes his entire body into you and kind of shoves you back 5 feet. I'm not actually sure where you are hit point wise. I think you've taken
13.
10 to 13. You're at 13? Okay, yeah, 10 total. That makes sense. Okay.
Is he wearing the ring?
I'm gonna run, try to get a knee in him somehow.
Well, after he charges you, he asks if he's getting you angry yet. He's like, "Are you mad yet?" And he just wanted to say that at you before. That was.
And I laugh.
Sorry,
This is just fun.
All right, so you're gonna go for a big knee. All right, go for it. 14. Yeah, that's gonna hit him. So he takes another 4 damage. Oof, he's hurting. You get him like kind of in the ribs a bit, and you can feel as he comes back, and he's hurting. He's hurting. This is for real now. Like he feels things are coming in, but he's like, oh, he's got you. He has this glint in his eye, and he just kind of shifts. He throws a punch. Ooh, but he misses massively. But as he misses with the punch, and the arm is coming by you, gets another swing in. Ooh, this one connects. He gets a second swing on you and gets you in the arm, and he kind of hits you in the elbow a bit and does another 3 points of damage. I feel like Ezekiel might also guess what happened there. And it's your go. But he's looking hurt. He's looking hurt now. You've done some serious damage to this guy.
All right, I guess I'll just go ahead and attack.
All right. 11? Ooh, that's not going to do it. He's got enough dexterity that he's able to, even without armor, he's able to move it. Duck and dodge, duck and dodge. Here comes one punch. One punch, that's only a 13. I know that doesn't hit you. Boom, comes in, doesn't get you. He's going all punches now. He's got a boxer stance. He's like, no kicks. He's just like, wants to get you. Anyways, it's your go. No metagaming, Ezekiel. Ooh, 19. Yeah, that hits for sure. So you get him. I don't know. You didn't say what you're gonna do, but I'm gonna say you did like a straight kick, and you just get him right in the chest, and he backs up, and he coughs up some more blood. He's not out of it. He's ready to go. But he is hurting pretty bad. Oh, and he misses big time on that one. So he comes in. He thinks he's being clever. He's been all these jabs, and he goes to do like a sweep kick, and you definitely just like quick hop, and you're over it, and you're ready to go. It's your turn.
I'm gonna try to uppercut to the chin.
Oh, yeah, do it. Yeah, you got him. You hit him, and it's like Little Mac in
Punch Out.
And you get him like right square in the jaw. Boom, and you can feel like his teeth hit against the upper jaw, and his eyes kind of roll back, and he just boom falls back straight down on the ground. And KO, and the second you do, the crowd goes cheering for you, and out comes Mordecai, and he's booming his voice, "We have a winner!" And he comes over, and you can see the two toadies are like over dragging his buddy off. You saw it in slow-mo? That's awesome. So yeah, Mordecai comes over and he grabs your arm and he lifts it in the sky. And he says, "We have a winner!" And everybody's cheering, and you can see some of you can see money exchanging hands between the spectators, and And as you're winning and he's cheering, Mordecai kind of gets a little bit closer to you, and he says, without everyone else being able to hear, he says, "I don't think that was a good idea." And he lets your arm drop, and he goes back, and he says, he just continues to warm the crowd up as he walks off. And there you are, standing in the middle by yourself, victorious as the day you decide to become a barbarian.
Well, I don't let him bother me by that.
No, that's fine. That's fine. He doesn't get a roll an intimidation check.
So I guess I'll head over to where my friends are, wherever they're at.
Yeah, you've got like a couple of bruises and beat up spots, but like you're actually still pretty healthy. I think you're like 10 hit points. You've got more hit points than Oris. Oris is worse off than you still.
Yeah, I'm still only at 6.
All right, so you come back, and I guess we'll deal with.
Before we do, I'm gonna take that ring I got and hand it to Ors and say this might come in handy. I know his hit points are a lot lower than mine, so
What is it?
this
I ask you.
ring of numbness.
My key requires that I rely on my senses.
Oh, so it
Are
would.
you sure you don't need this?
Would it do you any good?
Maybe in a drinking contest.
It actually would do. It probably would do really well in a drinking contest. That's
Well, I'll just hang on to it for a while then.
I agree. I think it might be better on your hand. Plus, it was your earned loot.
yeah. You did mess that goblin up pretty darn good.
And I'm gonna tell him what the announcer told me. Kind of whispered to me that it wasn't a good idea. I'm guessing to beat drug like that.
Can I scan the crowd? I guess it's like a perception roll,
We'll do. I think. What are you trying to figure out?
just to see if there's anyone kind of side eyeing us or
Okay, sure.
Or- dirty looks from hidden skulking in the crowd or something like that.
Yeah, let's do perception.
Yeah,
You see.
it's dark out.
It's not. It's actually not that dark yet.
Okay.
It's a little bit later. I would say we're talking like dinnerish time, and you guys did eat already, so there's still maybe like I would say a few more hours of daylight left. But yeah, you scan the crowd, and yeah, it's a crowd doing crowd things. You see like people, like I said, exchanging money because of the wind being over, and yeah, even with that low roll, you can tell that some people are dissatisfied. Obviously, some people lost money, so
Yeah,
that
losing
might be a
bets.
little obvious, but that's what you notice. I'm going to say at this point, Zazimus manages to. I keep saying Zazimus, but it is Zozimus for anyone watching with an O. So Zazimus comes back, and what did you figure out? You rolled. Do we remember what you rolled? I want to say like an 18. 18?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you're aware definitely for sure that there is an underground, and that people who have connections to the underground include Drug and Tessa's name both come up as people who have underground connections possibly. And strangely enough, you actually hear Fjorn's name come up, and you find that to be a little bit odd.
Okay. Interesting.
But yeah, if you talk to the right people, you guys can definitely get into that if that's something you're interested in.
I'm very interested in this. I am going to find out. I'm going to investigate this further and find out everything I can.
Okay, so your plan is to.
I'm going to try and find out as much as I can about this underground.
Oh, sweet. Oh, nice. Gave me the sub. Nice, man. I appreciate that so much. Thank you very much. That's awesome. Thank you very much. I have very few subs, so when they come in, it feels it feels good. And I think you guys watching should also, or you guys, sorry, playing, you guys should also feel like that's, you know, a quarter earned for you guys as well. You guys doing a good job.
But yeah, like, I'm going to investigate this. I'm going to start with drug and
Sure.
track down what that route. I'm not going to investigate Tessa because I promised I would not look into anything about her until unless more interesting things come up. She's off my radar. Okay.
So are you leaving the party to go investigate? I guess. Are you checking back in with us, or?
I
Uh,
thought when you said investigating Fjorn, I thought maybe you were gonna like speak with him, but you're saying you're gonna
No.
go look for more
I'm gonna look
information.
I'm gonna look for more stuff about drug.
More stuff about drug. Okay, so you're just gonna like.
I can talk to Fjorn anytime.
That's
Drugs
true.
more
That's true.
interesting. He's basically KO'd right now. I can find out more stuff about him relatively safely.
That's true. Unless he just decides to punch you.
Yeah, because I don't have enough HP right now.
I mean, 4 damage. A 4 damage punch is a big punch. That's a big punch. Although to be fair, Boris can do even bigger punches, but that's because that's all. he
Yeah.
does.
I'm all about the unarmed strikes, but maybe at full HP, a fight against Drug would have maybe been somewhat even if I had all my keen HP, which I'm guessing he had all his ability uses unused as well. So,
while you guys are deciding what to do, I'm just gonna let you know what's going on. So they're announcing. You notice another man walk into the ring that you don't recognize. Kind of ugly fellow, human male. And the announcer's back out there again, and you guys overhear that there will be another fight, and this time you hear the name Bouge, and you're like, I don't know what that means, but you also hear Corbin.
I said we sit here and watch him get his butt kicked.
I guess I would ask why you're disgruntled with Corbin, because I probably didn't hear that story at this point.
Yeah, I forgot. He kind of ripped us off.
Well, I received half
Half.
gold as well.
It's
I just
because of Corbin.
I figured it was just because we turn in so many years at once, their values decreased. Interesting. A lot
It
of
seems Corbin has a way with the quartermaster.
yes,
so-
especially with the owl bear that we received no compensation for, other than the potion. Seems to be a lot of corruption here. Interesting.
So what you say? You want to sit here and watch him get beat on?
Well, let's definitely watch. And I didn't get a chance to see him fight before, but it didn't seem like he had any issues against the goblins last time.
Okay, so you two are going to watch, and Zazamus is going to just
Wander
general
off.
investigation around the camp. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Yes, I'm gonna investigate drug.
Okay, so I'm gonna. You'll probably spend some time in the tavern. So how much time do you want to spend, and then return to the group, or what's the general idea? Because we can get the rolls out of the way and
Up to 2 hours.
up to 2 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna say. You guys didn't mention it, but if your plan is to 2 hours, then you guys are gonna meet back up at some point. This fight won't take 2 hours.
So I'm gonna totally miss a bunch of fights. I know.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. You're yeah, sure. Let's roll one check right now. Let's do investigation this time.
Okay, that'll do.
You're good at everything. You're a bard, right? Oh, hot damn. Okay, so I'll keep that in my back pocket, and we'll come back to it later. It's a good roll, though. It's a good roll. You're gonna figure some stuff out. Okay, so the other two, I guess, are gonna watch it. I'm just gonna describe a fight. Is that the plan here? Okay, guys.
Sure.
Sounds good. So the announcer is declaring the fight, and you see Corbin does indeed walk up off the side there from the crowd. He emerges from the crowd like he was there the whole time. He's so cool with his swagger. Kind of annoying how cocky he is. And he also has taken his armor off, and there's like a military... He has like military cronies, right? That will come and take it from him, because he is a higher ranked officer than everybody else. You get a better look at Bouge, who is, like I said, this rather unattractive fellow, and he's getting his fist pumped. He's ready to go. He's got like a scar on his face, and Corbin, like, he's really relaxed about it. He's not even like that concerned, really. And he kind of gets into the ring, and he points to him, and he says, "If this is what you want, come and get it." And the announcer, Mordecai, what's his last name? It's a cool name, I thought, that I gave him. I just want to say it again. Mordecai Kingsman, that's right. Last name Kingsman. And now, again, booms, "Corbin versus Bouge, begin!" And he says begin, and Corbin is just like, he doesn't even have his fists up. He's just like relaxed. He's got his arms by his side. He's just kind of shaking it out a little, cracking his neck, looking at it. And Bouge is not for that. He starts running up. He's about to swing. I guess I'll do some rolls. Yeah, so Bouge misses entirely. And Corbin doesn't even, like, bother to hit him. He just trips, like, just sweeps the leg a little as he goes by. And Bouge ends up flat on the ground, and he's... You know, he hits his chin a little on the earth as he picks himself back up, and he comes. Okay, so Bouge comes in there, and he swings, and this time he clocks Corbin in the face, and Corbin just like takes it on the chin, and he just like his face like snaps back, and he just kind of smiles, and then he just like smacks Bouge right back, and this time he's like pushed back a little. He's like back on one foot. You can tell he's taking a bit of damage from that one. And then Bouge is about to come in for a second attack, but Corbin's quicker, and he gets another one right into the belly. Poof! And Bouge is starting to come back a bit. He's not feeling good. He's got a little blood coming out of his mouth. And let's see what happens again. Oh man, the rolls. Okay, this time we got a little bit of the opposite going on. Bouge ends up getting a good hit. He gets him like right across the shoulder. This time Corbin's got his fists up now. He's like, all right, we're going to take this thing serious. He manages to throw a move. Doesn't hit. Doesn't get through. It was like a quick elbow, and Bouge managed to like kind of block it and back up a bit. And once more. Oh, baby. So Bouge rolls a critical hit. So he actually gets in there. He does like a flying jumping kick, and he hits Corbin right square in the chest, and he kind of skids back a bit, but then he grabs the leg and he throws Bouge down, and Bouge hits the ground, and he's starting to really feel it. He takes a second, he takes a bit of a breath, and Corbin's still standing. He's taking some hits, he's taking some damage, but he's still kind of loose about it. He's got his fists up like he's taking it serious, but he doesn't look like he's has any physical wounds yet. And Bouge looks like he's pretty beaten. So he turns to Corbin, and he runs at him, and he throws like this really like lame punch that doesn't seem like it was like meant to really hit. And then with the other hand, he actually had taken out a dagger, and he gets Corbin in the side with it. And Corbin sees what has happened, and he grabs Bouge's arm, and he pulls the knife and the arm out, and he immediately snaps his arm and breaks it. just like with two hands, without like any like weird shoulder movement. He just snaps like fierce straight strength, breaks his arm, and then as Booge kind of comes back hurting a bit, you can see this look in Corbin's eyes, like this is not gonna end well, and he does like a quick combo where he like strikes him across the face, hits him again in the neck, and then drops him with a elbow. And Booge is just laying on the ground, bloodied and having trouble breathing. He's just like, just like can't move. And Corbin just stands over him, looking him deep eyed. And he's like, "Know your place." And he walks off. And as soon as he starts moving away, whoa, what just happened? I just lost Roll20. Give me 1 second. So Mordecai comes back and he's like, the winner is, and Corbin's not even giving him an opportunity to like raise his hand in victory. He just like walks off and disappears into the crowd. And you watch Booge, just this crippled, beaten mess, get like dragged off.
I didn't go like I wanted to go, but
That was mostly one-sided, skill-wise, strength-wise.
I'm not there.
so let's say we go ahead and head back to the tavern.
Yeah, we have things to discuss.
Awesome. Okay. So you watched as oh, whoops. I'm confused because I'm on the wrong. It's weird that I lost Roll20 on only one of the 2 pages. Does that seem strange to you guys? That seems really weird to me.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're back at it. I actually have to drag the player. I'm sure at one point I'll figure out like quick macros to make this happen a little bit faster. But hey, you guys never even left the tavern. Awesome. So you guys can go back and Morningstar is there. Some of the staff that you remember. I'm gonna just quickly grab their names because I named these characters for a reason. You met Mickey, which was the young small one that has trouble. You met Rogue the bartender, and there was a larger man who never gave his name. Anyone paying attention?
Is there many?
Sorry?
Is there a many?
I'm sorry, I missed what you asked.
Is there a mini in there somewhere?
A mini.
Mickey, Minnie, Disney Double Team.
No, just Mickey, a man you don't know. Maybe his name is Minnie. Rogue the bartender, and Morningstar. And I just wanted to mention it real quick that you've noticed that Morningstar has only employed male servants. Just letting you guys know that one. I thought it was subtle before, but it's less subtle now that I've said it. Okay, so you guys return. Obviously, Drug is not at the tavern at the moment.
Darn.
He's probably going to be taken back to the main quarters, I would guess, where they'll patch him up. Possibly some magical healing. Who knows? That's on him. So sorry, Zazimus, are you at the tavern?
I'm not sure where I am because I'm
Yeah.
doing investigation.
Yeah, you're just generally investigating. So I'm gonna say you just missed them. That you went in there and you did some basic like rubbed elbows with some people, and then you moved on. And then I'm gonna put these 2 in there. So we got Oris and Fjorn coming in. You're both actually looking like it's the end of a day at this point because you've both had your fill of physical conflict.
Well, we want to see if we can find a quiet table, like off in a corner somewhere, maybe.
Sure. You notice that one of the corners actually has a cloaked figure that you recognize. And then there's another one that's empty. So it's up to you if you would like to join or try to join Tessa, or you can sit on your own.
For a couple of minutes, I think we should sit alone. We might join her in a minute.
Choose a table.
Sure. Yeah, you guys take the other corner and you sit down, and Mickey comes up, and I'm assuming you guys just order something light because you guys have already had a bigger meal. So he brings you like some meat, some alcohol. At this point, I'm guessing you guys are going to be partaking in some alcohol.
Yeah, ale usually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some water as well for Oris.
He actually
He's had some drink already, but
Sure, sounds good to me. The ale for you was actually you didn't even have to order it. That he could, Morningstar could see your battle damage and knew that was what you would prefer, and so you had already. There was like one. Before you even the server brought you one before you guys even took an order. But okay, so you're enjoying your moment here, and you can speak.
And I want to say I'm falling less in love with this place every day. So I want to kind of tell Orson, like, I don't like this place, and Tessa's offer is becoming really appealing to me.
we would be abandoning a lot of people, but I'm not sure if our presence on the battlefield would be of any benefit to the effort, the war effort, to stopping any war. So I agree. I obviously have no ties to this prejudice.
And what we thought was fun is we're finding out we're not going to earn near as much money as we thought we would. Just from, the stuff from the message board is kind of getting half of what was offered. So things seem a little fishy. And so as far as me, I think I'm all for taking her up on her offer. I'm not sure about Zosimus, but
He does seem against the idea of fleeing from this, but maybe there's more to his story, or maybe he's stuck and he will just stay and fight. We might not be able to convince him, but I'm interested in the offer as well.
Rex, I'm guessing as far as being in battle with these guys, we know we're not going to be able to depend on Drug, for one thing. He's not going to have our backs, especially not after I gave him a beatdown.
Yeah, I would be worried about a knife in the back at this point.
And our sergeant, Corbin, he's the one I think is responsible for ripping us off. Or partially responsible, anyway.
He's fairly intimidating as well. I'm not sure. I think a good ally, perhaps, but I don't know if I want to be allied with him.
So I guess we have our minds made up. I guess it's now seeing what Zosimus wants to do. So do we want to go maybe talk a little bit to Tessa, since we have our mind made up?
Yeah, I think we should say hi before she takes our ignoring her as a no.
All right, so I guess we'll go and sit down next to at Tessa's table.
Sounds good. So as you move over there, she sees you guys, and you get a good smile for her as you sit down. Hey, how's it going? You don't look so good.
I had a little spat with Drug
I'm not surprised. That man's been asking for it.
Well, I left him on the ground, so
Again, I'm not surprised. I've seen your way in battle.
me and Ors here has been talking about your offer, and we think we kind of like your offer, actually.
She sits back a little. Excellent. That's what I want to hear. This place, it'll eat you up. I think it's best we find a way to... We'll get out of here, I think.
Yeah, as far as us, we're not really wanting to get into a race war anyway.
There are better things to lay your life down for.
Guess the next step will be seeing if our bard wants to tag along. So,
Yes, he may require some persuading. I'm assuming you guys are willing to help then, not just take the ride.
yeah, absolutely.
I always pull my weight.
We have a few things we need. I think we've acquired a vessel. We need sea charts, and I will give you this because let's say in your discussion you finally get the rest of the war camp's map. Just because it's been a few days or a few sessions, let's finally give that to you. So she explains that there's a cartographer in town who makes maps, and you'll need to probably get sea charts from him so that we can navigate the White Sea. As she,
Oris will volunteer, or he'll raise his hand as being interested in pursuing that.
excellent.
Since he has cover as part of his backstory, that's mostly legitimate, anyways. In case somebody was to ask him why he's interested.
We need supplies, food, water, which I think we can get from the underground or the black market. I forget what I called it.
Yeah, and I have a, what would you call it? Oh gosh, what's it?
Connection? An inn?
Yeah, connection. I have a connection.
Yes, I think that will come into play. So
So,
if that's something you want to get into, she says, I can give you a name, and if you meet with him, I think that you can get what we require.
Okay.
So they also need... I forgot to write it down, but I had a list of things that they needed, and I was going to give it to you guys. They also need a crew. That's right. And she thinks she can handle that part. I think I can handle the crew. I should let you know that Gimbal and Full were the ones who acquired the boat for us today.
So they are part of the.
They'll be
crew
coming
I'm
with
getting.
us. Yes. Well, they're probably okay. Sorry, I guess I should RP this. She says that they're the only ones that have any seafaring knowledge. They've manned a boat before. Tessa hasn't. She admits that she will be new to being on the water. And as far as I know, both of you do not have any kind of seafaring backstory either. So you'll be relying on those two and any other crew that she's able to procure.
So I want. So we are at needing supplies as food,
Yeah, food and water.
sea charts.
Sea charts, yes.
maybe persuading some people we have
Maybe a few
found
more
favor
people
in.
could help. Yeah. Any other people interested in leaving? Okay. I guess do you guys have any more questions or anything? Or I'm gonna do a little speeding up here.
I guess that's all I have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that it's too late for you to really do any of these things right now. You'll probably have to do them in the morning, or a different day, or you could try to do them in the middle of the night. But everybody else, the camp's gonna basically be asleep very shortly. By the time you make it to the cartographer or make it to the connection, she slides like a piece of paper with a man's name and where to meet him. We'll deal with that when it comes up. And Zazimus can return to you guys, and with that roll. Actually, if you're still
I'm here.
You're still here, yeah. Do you mind rolling me a second? You rolled, I think, a 20. Was that 23 right there? Was that the first one?
Yeah, it was a disgustingly high 20 something.
It was like a 20.
Let's-
Oh yeah, no. It was investigation was 18. Yeah, I see it now. Can you just do a second investigation for me for the second half?
Come on, give me something good. It's acceptable.
Oh, actually, it was this 21 right here. That's what it was. So you got a 21 and then a 15. Okay. So
Acceptable.
you managed to kind of get the down low on some of this stuff. You learn that there's somebody that will launder goods that you like. They will pay you the full $10 or 10 gold for an ear, and then they'll deal with the quartermaster for you. So you have somebody who's willing to kind of launder your stuff so that the military don't learn. Because basically what's going on, the shakedown, is that the commanding officers take a percentage, like a tax, from any work that their subordinates do. So if you instead sell this stuff to this connection that you know, you can get the full price. And what they do with it is not your concern. You just know that they'll give you the full... At least that's what they're telling you right now, that they'll offer you any reward, any stuff of that nature, that the quartermaster would normally go through, that includes any cockatrices you kill, any owl bears. Although I don't know if that's going to happen, because you guys might leave very shortly, and then we won't get to that. But you found that connection for sure, and you also learned about this same person that Fjorn knows about, the name that he was given. You learned about the same person that can potentially acquire things for you under the table. So,
Question: do I know the name of the superior officer of the person in charge of the camp, or the quartermaster?
yes, yeah. You want to know who the captain is? Yes, I did actually. You haven't met him yet, but he does exist, and his name. Please tell me I have it somewhere easily accessible. Oh man, where did I put this? Because he has a sweet name. I can't remember where I put him. Shoot. I will give me like 1 second, and if I can't find it, I'll just...
Because whatever his name is, I want to use my forgery kit and send him a letter from the quartermaster. I didn't get any of his signature. So I know the signature. I know the name of the quartermaster. Obviously, I'm going to use the forgery kit to write something from the quartermaster to the name of to this person who's person who's above the person in charge of this camp, and report the goings on.
Sure. Okay. So that I think I got what
Exactly.
you're saying. The captain of the war camp, the leader of everyone here. He has a name. I wrote it down somewhere and I can't find it. So we'll just deal with that next week.
Yeah, I'm going to,
So you
yeah,
wrote, you have a letter. Okay, so
I have to roll forgery kit or something.
yeah, I'm trying to remember what you roll for that.
Is that
let's say
intelligence?
I'm gonna say deception. Does that
Okay.
that sound fair?
Yes, let me find deception. Oh, good. Please be good to me. No, no.
Nice.
All right, you have a pristine copy of a letter from the quartermaster from Port Figgins, that poor soul, detailing that he can only give half the money, half the reward to any people because the captains are the sergeants, sorry, are taking half the cut. And so you
Yes.
have this letter on you now. What you do with it,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm going to try and send it off through courier or whatever. However, that's done.
Okay.
But there's a letter.
I'm not sure how that would work internally. Do you want it to? Like, I don't know if you would need a. Wouldn't it be weird if a courier, like, we can see on the camp that there's not a whole lot of.
Oh, I thought this would be going outside of the camp. That was what I understood.
Oh, sorry. My apologies. I should have explained. The captain is here.
Oh, I was talking about someone who would come in from outside to inspect the camp.
Okay, sure. Okay, so there's the captain that runs the camp. Okay, and he's here. He's in the main quarters. There's like a section where the higher ranked military people reside. But you're talking about sending it to somebody back. I'm just gonna look it up really quick because I do know what the capital city is called. I believe it's called Ironfell.
Sure.
Yes, the town of Ironfell. Or it's not a town. It's a large city. It's a large city with like the capital in it and everything. So Ironfell, sure, yeah, you can send a letter there. It will take. I'm gonna say the couriers are at the stables. For brevity, even though I do have a character for the stables, we'll skip that. And you hand off the.
Yes, it'll take
letter.
weeks for this to get. It'll take weeks for this to happen.
I see. So
Roll
your strategy here, I'm kind of metagaming it a little bit. Your strategy here is to like screw him over after you guys are gone, which I do like. I do like that idea. It's pretty awesome. I mean, if you're gonna roll 25, so this is gonna do something. Hopefully, that doesn't get Port Figgins killed though. That guy's a nice guy. He's crazy, but he's nice. Okay, cool. So you have successfully done that, and we'll see the results of that download.
Eventually. Maybe.
Okay. And is that all we're doing?
And then I'm going to go to the tavern.
And
Then I'm
you're
going to
gonna
go to the tavern
Okay.
and say, you know what? I think we're done here. Let's bounce.
Okay.
You
So
mean
you're
at the
saying-
tavern? You just got here.
You just say that to the whole tavern? No, I'm assuming you came to Tessa and the table, and you said that to the group
Yeah.
of three.
Yes. I say, we're done here. Let's bounce.
And Oris just says, "But you just got here."
You know what I mean.
Just winks.
Excellent. Okay. You guys still can't acquire everything tonight, though.
Right.
So, should I assume you guys, are just gonna return and sleep the night away?
Yeah.
I guess it's time for a long rest, huh?
Finally.
Yep.
Yeah, Ors has been at like 4 health for
There hasn't been a ton of
Forever.
combat, so it's
He's
okay,
basically
right?
he's basically at half. He's close to half. Just below half.
But he does have his key points. So, I mean, he could have done some, like, really fancy monk stuff if he needed it.
It's not completely useless, but yeah, it's not a comfortable. He's wounded, but he's hiding it.
Okay, excellent. So, we'll give you guys the full rest, so you guys can heal back your hit points. I'm not gonna worry about your hit dice. You can have them all back, even though we're supposed to like bookkeep half of it, and then you get another half. You can just have them all. It's fine. It's not hard for me to make the encounters require you to use all your like. It's not harder for me to just make things slightly harder and then make the bookkeeping easier. So you can have your hit dice back, your spell slots back, your hit you get it all back. You guys are just full, and you have to choose who's gonna have the ability to use the ring.
I don't want it. I don't want that ring. I need
Okay.
my proficiencies.
It's just
That's
it's not like all your senses. It's not like everything. It's just if your sense of touch is required for a percent, like if you're listening at a door, it's not gonna matter. You can still hear everything. You can still
I don't-
see. But okay, no, that's fine. I just
I don't
wanted to make
want
sure
it.
you guys understood.
that's a really good thing for a barbarian. That is a,
Or a terrible goblin that gets killed.
yeah, it is a god tier thing for a barbarian at this level.
Well, I mean, 2 hit points. Yeah, it is good. It's not bad. They're temporary
It
hit
really-
points, so you can't heal them back once you've lost them. They'll just sit on top of your max.
Would they come back after another long rest then, or
Yeah, they will.
Okay.
You
It'd
can
be
also
really
only
good for a
have.
druid too.
I'm sorry.
It could be really good for a druid too.
It could be. There's definitely a bunch of. I wanted to give like a magical item that wasn't like too much, but I give you something a little early on, just like a taste of what's to come. You also have a coin that we don't know much about.
I would like that coin. Just- I can do an Arcana check on it.
You could, but we're gonna deal. You can deal with that in the morning if you want. So
Yeah.
over the night,
Just-
I think.
Do we level up? Probably not.
Well, let me just get through what I have here. So, you guys rest. You guys are sleeping. Oris gets his 8 hours, but before he does, he practices his like martial arts kata, just to practice his forms and make sure that he's, that's just what he does. He's not one of those guys that just drinks and eats and then falls asleep. He, does his discipline practices. He maybe again records what he's done that day, reviews what else he's written and any other scriptures he's had. He's a very like mental character who likes to think about the things like that. So you guys have your rest. You fully heal, and in the morning, you're immediately there's noise going and you're being told to wake up immediately. And I'm just going to drag you guys out, and you guys are outside your camp along with Callie is there, Maverick is there. Drug and Tessa didn't come from, they weren't sleeping with you, but they're there as well. Full, Gimbal. Is there someone I'm missing, or is that everyone? And then Corbin
And the
is
boss.
there.
Yeah.
And yeah, Corbin is there as well. And he's there to tell you guys that we've been issued an order and we have something to do. And it is by all rights forced upon you. He's saying. He's making it very clear that you don't have an option in this because you are conscripted and it's a royal decree. We have an enemy elven base that we are going to be attacking. And I'm going to, now that I've told you that, I'm going to cut this session there so that you know what to expect next week. So it's not quite the cliffhanger of last week, but I did kind of want to give you that little nugget. And yes, while you guys slept, you all leveled up to level 3.
Excellent. So I will while we're
over the week we'll pick level stuff.
Yeah, you get your subclasses. You're going to be a lot stronger going into this
Yes,
this mission.
I will be much stronger in level 3
I think
if
you guys
I'm-
will.
because I've already decided my path.
Excellent.
If you can't tell from how I played, I'm a Whisper Bard.
Ooh.
Gonna forge everything.
Secret whispers.
That was That... yes.
Just keep rolling nat 20s. Doesn't matter what class you pick.
All right, excellent. Well, I had a great time. I hope you guys did as well. I guess I'll just wrap up with the stream here. I hope anyone watching, I hope you guys had a good time. I'm gonna do my best to get this episode on YouTube a little earlier than. It shouldn't take me a whole week to be putting my episodes up, but I had stuff going on this week and I didn't end up getting to it. Thanks for watching again, Ezekiel. I'm really excited about that sub that you gave me. And I'm really excited for next week. So please come join me. Feel free to watch during the week because I do stream during the week. I'll be playing other games. I actually purchased a game to play, and one of my viewers told me I'm still not sure how serious he was or if he's going to come through, but he promised a massive raid at the beginning of Tuesday's stream that someone he has a lot of connections with is finishing up their game just after mine starts, and he told me that he might convince them to raid me. So there's a chance that I have a really exciting stream on Tuesday, or I watch a flood of people come in and then immediately leave. I have no idea. But I kind of talked about him, and he's like, if you buy this game that I want to see you play, I know a guy who's playing something very similar, and I can ask him to raid you. And we're talking, I don't know how many people, could be 20, could be 30, could be 50. He said sometimes this guy has 50 people. 50 would be good because then you assume at least half of them leave, and then hopefully some stick around. Could be exciting. All right, so you guys have good night, everyone on stream. I hope to see you again next Sunday.